Sri Vishnu Sahasranama, name 655, Keshiha. The very obvious meaning of this name is Keshi refers to a horse, any horse. Kesh, we just had the name Keshiva. Keshiva means the prime or best known meaning of that is one who has very beautiful hair. So Keshi refers to one who has hair. It could presumably refer to a lion, but specifically refers to a horse. The horse has the mane all along his long neck. So Keshi means horse, and the ha that we just had in the name, in this verse, at the beginning of this verse, we had the name Kalanemi Niha. Niha, Kalanemi Niha. So ha means to kill. So killer of the horse, and this particularly refers to the horse demon, or the demon who took the form of a gigantic horse to enter Vrindavan and terrorize the subjects there, and Krishna killed that horse. Demon. Not just any horse. Krishna has his own favorite horses in his Kshatriya Leela, not in his Vrindavan Leela. In his Vrindavan Leela, he's especially inclined toward the cows. And of course, in every pastime, in every form of the Lord, he is inclined toward the cows, but in his Kshatriya Leela, he has 4 special horses who pull his chariot. So Kshatriyas in Vedic culture are very much concerned with horses. There's a whole science, Ashva Vidya, how to recognize the qualities of a suitable horse. Of course, when we say suitable horse, the Kshatriyas are thinking for the sake of warfare. But they also need pack horses for pulling all the supplies, and horses may be used for various things. Even up to the present day, there are thoroughbred horses for racing, and you don't have them much now. Punch horses for plowing the fields, and then for fun, people ride horses. So the Krishna has his favorite horses. That's the point. Better than being a big, rich, famous person in this world is to be Krishna's horse, or even a tick in the body of that horse. Not that we want to give pain to Krishna, but the point is to be connected to Krishna, even in the most menial way, is far more desirable than to not be connected with Krishna in the most desirable way, which people who are not connected to Krishna, they desire various roles in the material world in their imitation of Krishna. But devotees only want to serve Krishna. And for devotee, when we talk about menial service, well, there is really no such thing in Krishna's service. It's all glorious service. There's no drudgery. There's no boredom. There's no sense of being demeaned. Everyone is glorious. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is loved in Krishna's pastimes. In the spiritual world. In the material world, there are demons like Keshi who come to attack Vrindavan, and particularly to attack Krishna. So Krishna killed many demons. We don't know even how many he killed. But the names of the most prominent and most powerful demons are mentioned. We hear about so many demons who were killed in Vrindavan, beginning with Putana. And then she had her brothers, Baka and Agha. There are many others also. The one who entered the cart, Shakarta Asura. The one who came in the form of a whirlwind, Vyomasura. No, that's Trinavatasura. And then there was Vyomasura. So many demons came to attack. Now, every one of these demons was of such a caliber that the demigods were afraid of them. Bhumi Devi, the wife of Krishna, in his Varaha avatar, along with the demigods headed by Lord Brahma, went to pray to Mahavishnu, Garbhatakashai Vishnu, maybe called Mahavishnu also, usually not. Went to Kshirodakshai Vishnu, to pray to him that we need your help. There are so many demons who are making a burden on the earth. So Krishna came. So these demons were such demons that even the demigods, they were afraid to face. Very, very powerful. We may think, well, how can someone be so powerful that he can defeat or instill fear in the hearts of the demigods? They can do so by tapasya. By performing austerities, one can get power. It's just part of the material laws. It's something like you don't have to be a pious person to do exercises and get big muscles. You can be an impious person also. You don't have to be a pious person to be trained in the arts of fighting or the arts of fighting. There are so many different kinds of fighting with different weapons and even without weapons, alone or with others. So there's a great science of fighting. One doesn't have to be pious to be trained in these things. So one can become a very powerful demon and even get much material opulence by performing austerities. It doesn't mean he's pious. We may wonder how the demons, they can live in such opulence. By performing austerities, they get power, desires are fulfilled. So there are so many demons who are even more powerful than the demigods, and Krishna came to kill them. Krishna likes that also, because it's a kind of sport for him. There may be boxing matches and wrestling matches. It's a kind of sport. The real thing is more when people are really fighting, not as a sport, but as a matter of life and death. It's much more grim, but for Krishna that's pleasure. And as Krishna explained at some length in opening his instructions to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, Na hanyate hanyamane sharire, no one kills the body, nor can it be killed. So for Krishna, he knows he's not actually killing, but he's performing a great act of kindness to the demons by liberating them not only from that body, but from material existence. So Krishna killed many demons, and among them Keshi was one of them who is mentioned. The name is given here, Keshiha. Now, this name could be rendered in various ways, or very similar. Keshiha can become Keshihanta, means the same thing, killer of Keshi. Keshi Nisudana, we know the name Madhusudana. Aghasudana means the enemy of the Madhu demon or Agha demon, so they can be Keshi Nisudana, Keshi Sudana, Keshi Shatru. So in this way, we have in this verse of Vishnu Sahasranama also, we have Kala Nemi Neha, so it could be Keshi Neha. So this name could be rendered in various forms, but anyway, Bhishma Dev, who is giving this Vishnu Sahasranama. And of course, he didn't invent it. It's eternally existing, as is Vishnu. But he is given it as Keshiha, the killer of the demon Keshi. Now, this name is also given by Baladev Vidyabhushan, our Gauriya Vaishnav commentator. It's, for me personally, a special name because in this lifetime my first contact with Krishna consciousness, apart from seeing something on a TV program about devotees, the first time I took Krishna consciousness somewhat seriously was upon getting a book of Srila Prabhupada, written by Srila Prabhupada, Krishna book. That's the summary of the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. I got the second volume. So the second volume begins quite well into the Vrindavan Leela, getting toward the end of Krishna Leela. And the first chapter that I read was about the killing of Keshi. So that's something special for me. And I remember the picture that goes with that. Very striking picture, the very bright and powerful colors, and shows Krishna with his hand in the mouth of the Keshi demon, because he killed the demon by inserting his hand in his mouth and choking up. That's why horses, if they swallow something large, they can choke very easily. They have a big stomach and a relatively thin neck, so they need to eat a lot. But they only have a relatively narrow windpipe, so that's a danger for those who are looking, or something that persons who are tending horses, they need to be aware of. So Krishna choked him. Now, the picture that appears in the Krishna book, at least in the edition I read, must have been late 1974 or early 1975. I don't think that picture is anymore included in the book. But it's quite unusual. Definitely all the pictures in Krishna book are unusual for a gross materialist without any idea of Vedic culture like myself. But, or at least as I was at that time, now by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, I have some entrance into all these things. So Krishna was standing with one leg forward and one arm in the throat of the horse demon, and the horse was upside down in midair. You can see the picture maybe if you can get an old copy. Means he was vertically upside down. Means his tail was pointing toward the sky. And it looked a bit strange because how could he get in such a position? And the body of the horse was purplish color. And the background scenery was that pastoral scenery with this. The sun could have been either rising or setting. I took it to be rising. And very beautiful. It made a great impression in my mind. I used to look at that picture and wonder, who is this Krishna? And I'd read that book and find out more and more and more about Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now there is another meaning which Satyadevo Varshishta. Actually, he brings out many meanings. He wrote a commentary in Sanskrit. All the commentaries are in Sanskrit, but I'm just, by the grace of the person who has presented this edition, online edition, Krishna Mahacharya. Of course, there may be so many people with that name, but he's made this, so he's translated the commentary, or snippets from the commentary of Satyadeva Vasishta and others, and he says that the commentary is in Sanskrit and it's translated into Hindi. I don't have direct access to it. But Satyadeva Vasishta, he gives various meanings different to this killer of the Keshi demon by taking the root ha, Keshiha. So taking the root ha means to go, and he refers to the Rig Vedic description. Just see how learned these commentators have to be. They have to comment. They can take quotes or insights from the Vedas, Puranas, Mahabharata itself, from Ramayana, the Sri Vaishnava commentators, in the Tengalai line. I don't know if there's any commentator in the Vardagalai line. There's in the Tengalai line. They refer regularly to, especially there's one of them, R.R. Ramanujan, I believe. He refers to the Divya Prabandhas. So they have to have a vast knowledge to see how these names, what they mean and how they're derived from various statements in Shastra. So Satyadeva Vasishta says that Keshi refers to Agni, Vayu, and Surya, the god of fire, the god of air, and the sun god. And there's a mantra which Satyadeva Vasishta quotes from Yaksa, not Yaksha, Yaska. Yaska, who's a commentator on the Nirukti, the Vedic dictionary. We call it a dictionary for want of a better word. It's not really the same as what we would call a dictionary, but he quotes, Satyadeva Vasishta quotes, Traya Keshina Ritutha Vichakshate Samvatsare Vapata Eka Esham Vishvameko Abhichashte Sachibhir Drajire Kasya Dadrishe Narupam. So what it means is that Keshi refers to various demigods, Agni, Surya, Indra also. Indra is referred to as, because Indra gives lightning, then he is just like the hair of the fire of Agni. So in this way, Keshiha, according to this interpretation, means he who makes the demigods go. In other words, they're all directed and act according to his direction, the direction of Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. I won't get into that in more detail because it's covered in so many names. The point that he, Vishnu, is the Lord and Master and the Superintendent and the Director of the demigods has been covered in many names. But we can just note that by the mercy of Satyadeva Vasishta, being inspired in his heart by Shuddha Saraswati, the goddess of learning who directly serves Vishnu, by his mercy, which we are receiving. Actually, this Krishna Acharya has done a sterling service in compiling all these names. So by his mercy, by all the mercy of all the Vaishnavas, we are able to access these various meditations on the Supreme Lord, even if we don't memorize the whole Vishnu Sahasranama, or even if we do, but we can't remember all these meanings, at least while we're hearing, we're meditating upon Him. And that is the perfection of life, to always think of Him. Manmana, always think of me, Krishna says. Ananyas chintayanto mam. He refers to those who are always thinking of Him. So this is a very good medium to do so. So that's all for Keshiha that I'll speak. Hare Krishna. And we'll finish there. Oh, actually, there is one more point, small point, which I can add. That Satyadevo Vashishta gives many other meanings which have not been given here, taking Keshi to mean a horse, and also Keshi referring to the Atma, the heart, etc. So, he who makes a horse go, he who makes the Atma go, but Krishnamacharya has not referred to those, so I won't either. But it's apt to note that the names can have so many meanings. Krishna is unlimited. Even one of his names can have so many meanings. Hare Krishna.